Okay, so here's what's going on.
God, yeah, we're here to talk about a movie for a little bit.
We're here to talk about a movie for a little bit. This is definitely one of those, had a crazy month, and so I just need something. And this is a movie we both like, and we could just watch it. And I've been kind of interested in like French history lately anyway, so it's like tangentially related to some stuff I've been interested in, I guess. Hi, I'm Josiah. You know me. I got Josh here. Hello, Josh.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome
on
back,
the Patreon.
Josh.
I'm on the Patreon a lot.
King of the Patreon.
Yeah.
We're talking about
we love it.
Claire Denis' 1999 film Beau Travail, which I am working on my French pronunciation because I had a French guy comment on my on our Vichy France episode on YouTube, disgruntled with my mispronunciation of pétain as péton, so he wasn't happy with with that.
Claire Denis's Beau Travail. We watched Claire Denis's Beau Travail.
We watched. Good job. Good work. Nice work. I do like the brief attempt of having the English translated name that exists on some posters before they just were like, it sounds better in French than the movie being called Good Job just kind of feels wrong.
It's really funny though.
That's true.
It's really funny. I mean, I think the juxtaposition is hilarious. Like, it's you go through the movie and you feel a lot of things, and then it's, if you just had the title card at the end, it's like, good job.
That is true. That is pretty funny.
But yeah. What a film.
What a film. I just realized, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I love Claire Denis. She's like a filmmaker I adore. And I just realized while watching this for this episode that this is the only Claire Denis movie I've seen.
Same. Yeah.
And in my head, she's like a canonical filmmaker for me. Yeah. And it's just, I really liked this movie when I watched it a few years ago.
The great thing about European art house directors is, like, they make so many goddamn movies, relatively speaking. Right. I mean, they just, like, oh, Claire Denis, one of my favorite filmmakers. It's like, you've seen 2 of her movies. She has like 50 of them.
Yeah.
Half of which you've never heard of in the English speaking film world.
I'm curious, of the European art house people that you have watched, who do you think is the one you've actually seen the most of their movies?
That's tough. I feel like I skip around a lot. European, it's probably Seventh Seal, Bergman. I think it's Bergman.
Me too.
Yeah,
and that's because Bergman seemed to fucking make
fucking
like,
Yankee.
I know, but also that he made like 2 movies a year for his whole career. There's so many of them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like I'm still learning about new Bergman movies. Like, like it's between him and Godard. It's like, oh, I feel like I know. I have a familiar, like, if I haven't even if I haven't seen the entire filmography, I'm like, I think I know the shape of it. I think I know what they did. And then I actually go through it and I'm like, I only know 3 things these guys ever did.
See, yeah, because I've seen, according to Letterboxd anyway here, it looks like I've seen 11, 12, 13 Bergman movies, which I think is a good number of Bergman movies. And yet, I've never seen The Virgin Spring.
Oh, I've seen that one. That's good.
I'm able to see 13 without having seen one of the ones that people reference the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. God, I don't think I broke double digits with Bergman. I really do think I just saw like the kind of text. Yeah, Seventh Seal, Virgin Spring, Persona. It might be just 3. Oh my God.
Oh wow. No,
revealing how much of a Philistine I am.
When I was working that office job, I watched a bunch of Bergman movies for like 2 weeks straight. But because I had a lot of downtime, that was able to be like most of those. So I saw them
Right.
all in the stretch of like 2 weeks, but it was just, you know.
You were just going, whatever you can get, one after the other. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, okay, because I checked the other one would maybe be Tarkovsky, but I've seen he has less movies than that, just total.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Claire Denis, yeah, kind of sits in my head as a really canonical filmmaker for me, but I haven't seen the other stuff, and I feel like I should. I think that's something I'll probably do at some point this year.
Because she's done a couple. Well, there's High Life with Robert Pattinson, so she did a sci-fi movie a few years ago that I've been meaning to see.
And then Trouble Every Day feels like the most up my alley movie ever, and just haven't gotten around to it. That's, you know, some good sicko art house horror kind of stuff. You know, I love that
Hell
stuff.
Yeah.
That's the erotic cannibalism one.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Very, very up my alley. But no, Beau Travail is kind of, so it is her, I think, most well-known movie. It's like the one that's the biggest for her. And it is like kind of comes a little bit from her background, because so I didn't know some of this stuff until when I watched on HBO this time. They had a little thing at the beginning where they gave some detail about the movie before going in.
Oh, interesting.
Which I was like, yeah, when I first saw it, I didn't get that. But what I did find interesting was that Claire Denis' father was a civil servant that worked in like some colonial regions. So like she's speaking from a little bit of experience, not a ton, but like her dad did work as a bureaucrat in like French Somaliland and Senegal and Cameroon and stuff. So like she's kind of coming from that perspective. But yeah, so it's a movie about being like about French Foreign Legion or like hanging out in Djibouti and doing nothing. I would say this movie is very beautiful, but very little happens.
Yeah. That's what's that's what's great about it. It's a lot of shirtless men doing choreographed moves in the desert that are training exercises.
Really fascinating was that they didn't choreograph it. Just one of the actors was a former French Foreign Legion guy, and so she had him teach them all the drills they were used to do. But when you played it with music and the way she shoots it, it feels like a dance routine.
Like, oh my God. And I didn't realize that the opera bits were actually from a Billy Budd opera.
That's cool.
It's based on the Herman Melville novella Billy Budd. Based on that, about the French Foreign Legion in Djibouti, and then has selections of music from the opera and operatic adaptation of Billy Budd by
that makes sense.
Whoever, and then like nothing happens, but it's just kind of like about everything too.
It's a really good end of history movie is kind of how I read it the first time I saw it. And I guess I'll get back to that, I think, once we lay it out a little more. But yeah, so very little happens in it technically, although there is a plot. But it is kind of funny. Like if you look at the plot recap on like the Wikipedia page for it, right? That synopsis that's on there. It's 3 paragraphs long. The first paragraph is pretty much just the events of the first 3/4 of the movie. Is just the opening paragraph that's him laying out, or that's the synopsis laying out just who the characters are. And then the other 2 paragraphs are the last like 20 minutes of the movie, because, you know, all that actually really happens in that very end there, which was so funny. So like, Kelly watched like the first half of it with me before she had to go to work. And at some point about the half-hour mark, she's like, so does like anything happen in this movie? And I had a hard time answering, because it's like, yeah, kinda.
Events transpire.
Yeah, it's very, so the quick version of the movie, you know, if they're like recapping it, and then we could just talk about it, because we don't have to go through it plot beat by beat, because there's only like 4 beats. So they're stationed in Djibouti. There is this I'm gonna fuck up the specific military names for like their roles, but it looks like the adjutant chef. You know, he's like think there's the highest level, the middle guy, and the person at the bottom. That's all you really need to know. The guy in the middle is the main character. He's a adjutant chef. Galou is his name. And, he's made it his life to be part of the military. It's part of his personal identity. And he also has a really clear crush on his superior, the commandant, Bruno Forestier.
Yep.
This was a preview for a Patreon-only episode. So check out the show notes if you want to hear more.